Hello, my name is Todd Cateau. I'm the preaching minister for the Park Avenue Church of Christ in Denison, Texas, about 1 hour north of Dallas. And I just want to tell you a little bit about our experience with the story. Our congregation is about 400 to 450 people. And for years, our leadership was looking for some type of curriculum, some type of program where we could integrate all of our Bible classes and get everyone on the same page. And for years, we looked for something that would meet those needs, and really didn't find anything until about a year and a half ago we came across the story. And so I discovered that, met with our leadership team, our elders and other ministers, and decided that we wanted to take that 31-week journey through the Bible using the story. So we began in February of 2011 and just concluded our journey through the story this past September of 2011. And it was just a wonderful experience. This is how we implemented it. We took our children's classes from kindergarten all the way through high school, our adult classes, and we focused on Sunday morning on the story. And then I would preach, or whoever was filling in for me would preach from that chapter as well. And then we also integrated our Sunday evening small groups in a study of the story as well. We also meet on Wednesday nights, but we didn't incorporate our Wednesday night activities into the story. But really, we're blessed by everyone working together, going through each different chapter in the story. One concern we had was that, how can we have Bible class, small groups, and worship all focused on one particular section of the Bible? And we're a little bit fearful of a lot of overlap, but really there's so much material in each one of those chapters that it was very easy to take different angles and different approaches to each one of those chapters in the story. And Zondervan had put it together so well that the Bible classes would address one particular topic or approach to that part of Scripture, and the small groups would look at it from a different angle. And then as the preaching minister, I would just make sure that I focused on one particular theme that wouldn't necessarily overlap too much with what was being done in Bible class or in small groups. And so we didn't find that to be a problem whatsoever. We bought books for every family. And we bought the children's editions and the youth editions for our kids in the congregation. Dedicated one Sunday to have a big kickoff, and that was a real exciting time for our church as we began that journey. Some of the benefits were simply allowing some people to go through the Bible who really weren't familiar with the flow of the story. We've got a lot of people here that have been Christians for a long time, and they appreciated that themselves. They enjoyed looking at it from that panoramic view as it looked at the Bible chronologically. But also, we've got a lot of people in our church that really they weren't Christians growing up, and so they didn't have that church experience. They didn't really have a full picture of God revealing Himself through the Old Testament and then into the New Testament. So especially the Old Testament was really confusing to a lot of people, and the story was able just to present God's plan throughout history in such a way that people were able to embrace and understand the story from beginning to end, from Genesis to Revelation. So it was just especially a great blessing to those people who just didn't know the story as it played itself out. Another benefit was we have parents reading the story to their children, and I had a couple of parents email me or talk to me and tell me that for the first time in their lives they were sitting down with their children, whether it was bedtime stories or maybe over dinner, but just mothers and fathers able to share with their children each one of these events throughout the story, and it was just a real blessing. In fact, there were some dads who had really not been involved too much that were really getting into this, and it was just a wonderful experience for mothers and fathers to be able to communicate and discuss these things with their kids. One unexpected thing that took place during the story is we put our initial order in, and we had to order at least 2 or 3 more times after that because everyone wanted to buy copies of the story for their children, their grandchildren, for their friends, and so it had a wide-reaching effect, not just in our congregation, but people who are associated in one degree or another with our congregation. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, we had one lady came up to me and said she gave her copy of the story to her son-in-law, and he was on a business trip and on a flight and was reading that, and someone sitting next to him asked him what he was reading, and had been able to generate a spiritual discussion. This person really had never read the Bible before, and so that person gave his copy of the story to this other person, and it was just a real encouraging story to see how not only did the story have an impact here at the Park Avenue Church of Christ, but how it was able to reach out to other people. Overall, it was just a tremendous experience, and people were really sad to see the story end. And I would have no hesitation whatsoever to recommend a congregation using the story in that 31-week presentation of the Bible. We were very, very blessed by that. Sorry I can't be with you this afternoon. Bob wanted me to try to make it down, but it would just take up too much of my day to make it down there. But if you would like to call me, contact me, then feel free to do that. It's Park Avenue Church of Christ, and our phone number is 903-465-1288, or you can email me at Todd, T-O-D-D, at parkavenuechurch.com, and I'd be glad to tell you more about our experience with the story. Well, God bless you, and thank you for your time.